Thank you very much for the time. First of all, how are you feeling at this point this spring, particularly when it comes to your health, please?
Probably feeling great. Always feeling good. This is one of the first springs coming in, no injuries from the season before, really, or injuries in the off season. So it's feeling great. Seeing the ball well. Feeling like I'm having great at bats, swinging the pitches I want to, and now it's just time to kind of ramp it up and play more innings on defense, play back to back, get 3-4 at bats a game, and as we continue to do that throughout the spring, we'll be ready for the season.
Aaron, is it easy to move on from all these, these three last year, the frustration of the last 3 years of injuries, and focus on what you have to do right now to stay healthy into a 162 season?
Yeah, I got a short memory, so I move on from things pretty quickly. I know the family doesn't like that too much, but with baseball, playing every single day, and the ups and downs of the seasons, it's sometimes tough, and you kind of linger on certain things. But if you're going to succeed in this game and play it for a long time, you got to have a short memory and learn how to move on and get ready for the next day.
We can go next to Pete Caldera. Pete, go ahead.
Aaron, understanding this is the season for optimism, but can you not help get excited about what you've seen from the starting pitching that you guys have put out there this spring?
Yeah, it's been I don't think I've been on a team yet that's had this much depth, not only depth, but some really quality starters with depth. That's one thing that's pretty impressive. It's going to be interesting kind of going down the stretch to see what our rotation is going to end up being. Because I know there's going to be, probably 1 or 2 guys that might have to go to AAA that should be on should make a rotation somewhere, So it's going to be pretty interesting, but, I'm looking forward to it, and especially since we're going to get Severino back, during the summer. That's going to be a huge boost for us, and it's exciting. I know it's early, I know it's spring training, but I'm looking forward to getting the season going and rolling with these guys.
Who else has a question for Aaron? I almost feel like it's not working, Any questions for Aaron Judge? Marley's laughing, so going once.
Come on, Marley, you got nothing for me again?
Marley Rivera.
Following up on Pete's question, obviously there's a lot of sorry about that, my brain. Question marks on your rotation, Aaron. What is it like to actually not have to face Corey Kluber and have him with you? And what is it like for you guys to have Domingo Germán in the form that he is showing right now?
Yeah, Marley, it's a relief. Those games that we played against Corey, in 17, the 2 games we faced him, I think he won 20 games that year, the year before, and he's got nasty stuff. He's a competitor, goes out there, competes. He's not going to give in, so to be on the flip side of that and have that, on the mound when you're on defense it's been fun to watch. I'm looking forward to the games he pitches. And the guy stays the same. That's one thing I've noticed is the days he pitches, the days he's not pitching, he's always locked in, ready to go. He's always doing something, putting his work in. So it's been a treat having, Corey here. And then, Domingo, man, I feel like he's picking up right where he left off, in 19, winning, 16, 17 games that he did that year. And, the breaking pitches are sharp. He's got command of the zone. He's pounding it with his fastball, good velocity in the fastball. So I'm excited to see what he does this year, because he's a big part of this team that we've been missing.
Max Goodman, you have the next question.
Aaron, thanks for taking some time. You were talking about the depth of the pitching staff, but I'm curious what you think about the depth of the guys fighting for a bench spot on offense. Jay Bruce has had a good spring so far. Tyler Wade, Mike Tauchman, all those guys. Who do you think has really impressed you the most so far this spring?
Wow. And Max, I could go on and on about every single guy you named there. Like just right now, I got in from the dugout watching, Mike Ford have a really tough at bat, get 3-2 and get a walk against Alvarado, who's a guy who's pumping at 101 out there with some, nasty breaking pitches and a good heater. He's had, a great spring. One guy that I actually talked to a little bit today and kind of told him, I've been fun having him in spring, was Jay Bruce. Man, that guy is a class act, true professional. Comes into work, has fun. And you see the stuff on the field that he does. The capabilities to hit the ball over the park. He can play outfield, play first base. But I've been more impressed with how he is in the clubhouse, how he is with the younger guys. He kind of fits in like he's been with this team for 5 or 6 years already. And then that's just, testament to, what type of person he is and what type of player he is.
Thanks, Aaron.
Last one for Aaron before we let him go. Dan Martin, please unmute.
Aaron, I missed the first minute or so. I apologize if this has been asked, but we asked Giancarlo a couple of days ago about exit velocity and, whether he paid attention to it. He said a couple of balls, really hard today. As someone like him who, kind of makes headlines with some of your exit velocity, do you look at that? Do you pay attention to it when it's on the scoreboard? And if so, do you use it in terms of how you hit or how you approach your hitting approach?
Yeah, Dan, not really. My approach has always been, what can I work on or what can I do, before, I hit the baseball. For me, if I do everything I need to do and score up the baseball, I'm going to get the exit velo numbers that I need, that everyone talks about. You want, 95 plus, this or that. For me, I've never really focused on it because I feel like if I do my job and, get the barrel of the bat on the ball, we're going to have good results. So it's something I really don't use. They got it in all the cages. They got the numbers. I know certain like places you go, they kind of register on the scoreboard and stuff like that. But for me, it's something I not really try to worry about. I try to worry about what I can do with my mechanics and make sure I'm swinging the right pitches, and we'll get some good exit velos. And
if I could just ask one more, you had a called third strike that looked, that it was a lower in the strike zone, maybe. Obviously, that's something you've dealt with throughout your career. Have you ever thought of changing your approach on that type of pitch? Because it's obviously something that happens, whether you think it's a strike or not, or whether the K zone thinks it's a strike or not, it's often called a strike. So would you ever do anything to address that and maybe try to widen your strike zone and with that without hurting your approach of trying to hit the pitches that you want to hit?
Yeah, that's a good question. Honestly, no, that's one thing that I pride myself in is my, plate discipline, swinging at the right pitches. That's something I drill in. I've drilled in since, the minor leagues working on that. And, to change my approach, that'll just, I don't want to swing at bad pitches. Pitchers usually, guys like me, Giancarlo, Sanchez, they don't want to come in the zone to us. So they're going to try to nibble and, they want us to swing at those bad pitches, So for me, if they call it, they call it, it's spring training for everybody, so I hope by season, everyone thinks, going to be all right. So I'm not too worried about that, but, it's funny. I've thought about it, trying to maybe start swinging at those or doing something different, but it just takes me out of my approach and my plan. And, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm here to get on base and drive pitches in the zone and, stuff like that happens.